On this episode of Motorhead Garage, Brian learns about some new tools that can fix and prevent common engine and oil problems. But before that, John installs a new versatile trailer hitch. Next on Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting.
Hello and welcome to Motorhead Garage presented by Dustless Blasting. If there is a worse situation to be stuck in the shop, I don't know what it is, but if you break off a bolt inside a cylinder head, especially if you're trying to take an exhaust manifold off or something, you're going to kill a ton of time, there's a lot of frustration, and chances are you could do severe damage to the head trying to get it out. We got a guy here, Scott Byler, and Scott has developed the Byler's Manibolt driller system, and you have effectively come up with a solution to a problem that a lot of people have had. What am I looking at?
Well, Brian, what you're looking at is options. What we show is a dedicated tool for engines out there that are most common for having this problem. And what we have designed is a dedicated fit with components that are interchangeable. With that said, as our users go from one engine to the other, they don't need to buy a kit every single time.
I want to look at a couple of options we have here because this is not just a one-trick system. You have multiple, we have some engines on display here. So let's show me what I'm looking at here. How does the system work when I'm looking at this small block Chevy?
Well, what you're looking at is the platform. Here's the template. This is the CSB 203G. This is for the 350 or small block Chevy. And mounted here, we have the tap drill size shown. This is what we call bushing clamps. And the hardware is the knurled thumb screw. This is what mounts the bushing clamp to it.
And the genius of the system, of course, is that when you come in here with your drill bit, you're not going to be wallowing out the hole. You're not going to be, the thing's not going to come in at an angle. It's going to come straight in the way it needs to.
Exactly, straight, on center, and perpendicular.
And it's not just small block Chevys. Of course, you have a modular Ford setup here. We have a setup for late model Hemi engines, which we also have a cylinder head we're going to talk about here in a second. But when using this system, what are people kind of eliminating when they're trying to do it the traditional way? What are you fixing with using this system?
We're eliminating guessing. We're eliminating chance, and we're basically guaranteeing a fixable repair, and a fast one too. People that encounter this weekly, daily, it takes them within hours, whereas this, they get it done in about 10-15 minutes.
And it's not just one drill bit size either. If you break off an extractor trying to get the bolt out, you also have options for getting that extractor out. So
exactly.
I would like to see how the system works, and we have this late model 5.7 Hemi cylinder head to try out.
Sure.
All right, Scott, so we have our 5.7 Hemi head here, and we're going to go ahead and use the system. Let's go through the steps. So where are we going to start here?
Well, most importantly, Brian, is to clean the head surface.
Okay.
That'll ensure proper mount without any interruption.
All right, perfect. So we got the surface cleaned up. What's the next step?
Well, the next step is mounting it. So this simply just sets on here like such. Given the use of the available holes, the flatheads will naturally seat this thing.
Okay. And we're just going to go ahead and snug those down with our...
Snug them down, sequentially snug them down.
All right, so now that we have the plate snug down, the next thing is going to be the guide. Now, we're going to go with the 17/64 guide, and you have a couple of options in here, but with this 17/64, we're effectively just going to be drilling out the bolt there. We're not going to go for an oversize or anything like that.
Exactly. Making sure everything's somewhat clean. With that clean, everything good, it's a precision tool is what it is. And with everything clean and then set up real nice, it's going to take care of you.
So the next step is pretty simple. We're going to drill, but before we drill, it's a great idea to check our depth, right, Scott?
Exactly. What we'll do is use something small like this, put it in any available hole. Usually it's about 1 inch. Simply just measure, what are we getting, about 1 inch. Our tool height is 3/4 of an inch, so just add that. You should get about a 1 3/4 stick out.
Okay. Well, we got our depth set, got our drill here. I'll take that stuff and let you do the honors.
Don't mind holding the head.
Man, that was super quick. That was actually pretty amazing. One of the kind of handy tip, you can also use some lubricant like maybe PB Blaster in the hole. That'll help you with the drilling and kind of help manage your shavings as well. Now that we have the hole drilled, what's our next step?
Well, the next step, we'll just clean everything off here, and we'll switch to our letter P. Our letter P will be used as a guide to make sure we're still straight up and down with our tap. Letter P is in decimal form is 323. And also, too, if you want to move up to a bigger size, this is also used for a heel coil. tap drill size for the STI tap.
Let's do it. All right, so we blasted our whole little PB. You're going in with the tap. And one of the things I wanted to mention is that while we have this cylinder head off for demonstration purposes, this system can be used with a motor in a car, correct?
Exactly. It depends on the vehicle. There's obstructions in the way there's steering shafts, there's wire looms, there's hoses, there's all sorts of things.
All right, so our hole's made and is now tapped, so we're ready to put a new exhaust manifold bolt in this Hemi head. Where can people learn more about the Manibolt driller?
They can find us online.
That's very cool. Scott, you've come up with a beautiful invention here. I'm sure that people will be giving you hugs and kisses on the cheek every time they try to use this thing and save themselves hours at the shop. We'll be back with more action here from Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting, in just a minute.